What a difference a week makes. We're back. This is our 5th half marathon of a Sunday in a row. It's just a completely different ball game today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so nice and warm.
Oh man, it is. The joy is here for sure. And that's what we're going to talk about this week, is finding the joy in running. Mary, if you haven't already watched it, you need to watch Sunday's video where Mary tried her baseline 5K so that we can see where we go from here. And then Mary very kindly is going to take you out on her first speed session of the block to tell you what it is and how it feels and how she's doing. We're only halfway through our run, so we need to go finish it.
Let's do it.
I was waiting for the catchphrase. Jailbreak, not jailbreak. That should see us through the last, what, 8K?
Yeah. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I am. It's really good fun.
Yeah, the weather makes all the difference. I feel like summer's coming.
What about this for our... we were thinking about what our phrase should be. Well, what about find the joy? That's what we're all about, I think, is finding the joy.
Yeah.
All right, let's go and find the joy. Coffee and you know what. That's an actual shadow. And that can only mean one thing. Sun. That was awesome. Really lovely day. Oh, you can find us on Strava, by the way, Ben Bridges and Mary Bridges, if you're interested in all of our training. It's all on there, so if you want to see what we're getting up to, there you go. But speed work next for this one.
Yeah.
Mary, over to you.
Over to me now. Just on my warm-up for the speed session. I'm really excited. Really looking forward to it. So 10-minute warm-up, and then I'm going to do some drills now, which I'll show you. Let's go.
Warm-up. The reason I gave her this warm-up is because actually we haven't included drills enough in our workouts and especially in our runs. So the reason that I've given her these drills, and I'm going to give her these drills from now on, is so that she builds up the correct movement patterns, the things that promote the way we want her to run when she's running fast. So that's the warm-up.
So quickly going to explain the what. 2 pyramid sets, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45, 1 minute, 1 minute 15 was the top of the pyramid, and then back down a minute, 45, 30, 15. At my goal pace, 4 minutes per kilometre, with a minute just jogging in between twice.
Main set is simple. It may sound hard, but it really is just about replicating race pace for short periods of time for now. And I'll explain the thinking in a minute over the long term. But really, I've asked her to run at about 3:55 minutes per kilometre for the 15 seconds and then the 30 seconds. I'm not asking her to go down to 3:20s or 3:30s. I'm just trying to get her to run a little bit faster than her goal 5K race pace. The reasons will become clear in a minute. Good luck, Mary.
Okay, drills are done. Walking to my starting point of the flat bit and ready to go. Just on my first 3 intervals. That one was so nice. Felt so smooth. I was going at 3:30, so I eased up a bit. My legs just feel like they're moving so much better than on Friday. Maybe it's the drills, but all good so far. I've done 15 seconds, 30 seconds and 45, up to a minute next. Whew. Done. Happy with that. Oh, just walking for a minute. It got harder towards the end, like the last top of the second pyramid, a minute and 15. Luckily I was going downhill a bit, but then the minute wasn't quite on pace, but everything else I think I nailed. So, boom. Really chuffed with that. I felt so much better running. Just gonna walk for a minute and then start my cool down jog, and I'll just run through it
And of course I factored in quite a lot of cool down because it is a higher intensity set and it is going to need a bit of a cool down to flush out the lactic acid. Well done though.
On my cool down now, feeling really good. Just felt so nice to run smoothly. My body just felt so much more like I had more mobility, movement. My technique felt so much better than last week. Felt lighter, faster, all the things you want. So it's good to practice running at my goal 5k pace, 4 minutes per kilometre. To be honest, I was going faster at times because, you know, I was just really concentrating on my technique, and it's amazing the impact that can have. So I was hitting 3:30s at some points, not intentionally. So good confidence boost.
Now the reason for this kind of work on a Tuesday is it is again specificity. What I'm looking to do is replicate around the 5k race pace effort. I don't want to go super high because I always have to have in my mind that we are training Mary ultimately for a crack at a sub 3:30 marathon. And really, speed is important in the early days when you have a bit of time to play with, but it's not the be all and end all, and I certainly don't want to injure her, so we're kind of balancing everything together. And what we're going to do on a Thursday is we're going to come down from above the speed that we want, and we're going to almost pincer Mary. I call it a pincer movement. So Tuesday is shorter, sharper intervals of around 3:55s, things like that, and we'll build up over time so she can sustain it. And then on a Thursday, we're going to go kind of thresholdy intervals, probably starting at around 4:15s, things like that, for slightly longer, maybe 500, 600, 700 meters, finishing in kilometers. And that's around her half marathon pace that she wants to sustain. So we're kind of crunching where she wants to be from both sides, pushing her in both sessions, but not overly pushing her. Again, always in the mind, marathon is the aim, London. So if you're training for a longer distance race, don't feel like you have to go out there and absolutely brutalise yourself on a Tuesday. There could be value in it if you're the type of person whose body can take that. But I know mine can't, and I want to play the odds game with Mary and actually prioritise getting her to the start line. So that's why we're really focusing around race pace efforts in everything that we do, but it's just 5k race pace and half marathon race pace at the moment, and then we're coming down to meet in the middle. And actually, I need to get out for my base run right now, and I'll talk about why I'm doing a base run and I'm subjecting Mary to an interval session.
Check this out, it's February and I'm in a vest and I'm feeling good. And whilst Mary does her higher intensity intervals, we've already discussed that early on in the week, I actually do more base work, and I just thought it would be worth sharing why we have a different approach to our training. And I'm sure you already know the majority of it, but it all comes down to specificity. Easy for me to say. And I'm at the halfway point, so I can elaborate on what I mean, because most people tend to take specificity as meaning training specific to the event that you're going to do, in Mary's case a marathon and in my case an Ironman, and that is what specificity is. But the more you get to know your body, the wider you can expand that specificity umbrella. I mean, there's no such thing as a specificity umbrella, but I've said specificity too many times. Let me explain. What I mean is, first off, we're being specific to the events that we're doing. So I have an Ironman, which is going to take between, I think, 10 and 11 hours on July the 18th. So that's a lot nearer than Mary's A race, which is a marathon, which is going to take hopefully under 3.5 hours in October. So Mary's able to add a little bit more intensity in her training because she's got longer, and we can build through the distances and try and get some speed in the legs. I don't have that luxury. And also, it wouldn't be appropriate for me to do a lot of speed work while I'm training for an event that's going to take 10 to 11 hours. But let's talk about the umbrella.
I also take the term specificity to mean the training that works specifically for me. Take this analogy. What happens when you consistently dunk a rich tea biscuit into a cup of tea? And if you're British, you'll definitely know. Well, in this analogy, my body is the biscuit and VO2 max or high intensity training is the tea. And that's no good for anyone.
So over a lot of years of trial and error, and by the way, a lot of error. I've learned what my specific body responds to in the best way. More importantly than that, I've learned what keeps me in the game and what blows me out of the game and sees me having to come back from injury or rehab or whatever. So a few weeks ago, you may have seen that I made a video talking about training the big three: VO2 max, lactate threshold, and running economy or aerobic base. And I'll link that there. But what is important to know is I don't train my VO2 max very much because specifically it doesn't work for me or my body. My body hates it. I don't know why. I've worked on it for years, but I know that I would rather be at the start line of a race than try what everyone says you've got to train, all three, and blow up. So really, it's trial and error, but it's something you've got to know about your body. Specificity doesn't just mean training for the event that you've got, it means training for you. And if you're wondering why I give you all this information and don't follow it all myself, it's quite simple. I aim to give you as much information as possible so you're as informed as you possibly can be as an athlete. Then you can make your own decisions based on you and not anybody else, not how anyone else trains. You can be your own coach. And I'm home now, and it's been a lovely, lovely run.
And there you have it. A speedwork session and a little bit more information on specificity. Don't tell me I don't bring you value every single week, every single video. Well, you can tell me, but it's what I try to do that. Now, who fancies winning a £120 voucher to a shop called Achilles Heel online to maybe purchase themselves some nice trainers or things like that? Well, the chance is here for you because the boys at Run PB, Owen and Alfred, have set up a competition. So go and check out their YouTube channel for all of the information around the competition. But it's about running 3 kilometers. And the fastest male gets a voucher, fastest female gets a voucher, and one lucky person who just did the 3K and is in the draw gets a voucher. So good odds, I'd say. Get yourself over and check the lads out because it's a good channel. I'm big on supporting each other in the running and triathlon community, and that's why I love the community that we're in. Now, if you want a different speed session, this is one of my favourites of all time, linked here. I used to do it a lot and I absolutely love it. And this one down here is how to subscribe if you want to learn more about running, triathlon, the journey, but most of all, find the joy. That's what this journey is all about. Find the joy. See you on Sunday.